The Big Play Reflog Show is brought to you by shacknews.com. Shack News is the place to be for all your gaming needs with news, guides, walkthroughs, and reviews, including previews of two of the hottest upcoming games, WarioWare, Get It Together, and Saints Row. So if you're looking for the latest updates in the gaming world, the folks at Shack News have you covered. And remember, you can join in on the conversation with your own topics and opinions using the Shack News Cortex and Shack News Reader. So if you're a gamer, Shack News is the site for you. Check them out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at the handle @ShackNews and at shacknews.com.
It's time! Streaming live from Cleveland, Ohio, presenting the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight podcast of the world, the Big Play Reflog Show.
Okay, do you need medical attention?
Yeah.
What is wrong?
I don't know. It's time! A Big Play! Reflog
Welcome to the Big Play Reflog Show. I'm your host, Big Play Dave, alongside my main man, Mr. Chris McNeil. How are you, brother?
Just the two of us tonight, huh, Dave?
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. You and I.
That's right. The good old days, Chris. The good old days.
Unless the summer storms knock me out, then it'll just be you. Because there's some lightning, there's some thunder that's getting pretty loud out there right now in central Ohio. So if I get knocked out, that's the reason why.
There we go. I'll just have Geoff Schwartz staying the whole time.
That's right. He'll be up for that, I'm sure. He doesn't have a family or other responsibilities.
No, that's
Heck,
right.
there's nothing else going on this time of year, Dave.
That's right. It feels good to be done with the preseason. We are ready to move on to Browns season. Let's freaking go. We got a packed show tonight on the show. Kick it off Power Rank Monday. Well, actually, we're going to bring in Geoff Schwartz first, right?
Correct. Right off the top.
All right, we're bringing in Geoff Schwartz. We're going to talk Baker Mayfield, see if that preseason game made any difference in the hill he's dying on with Baker Mayfield. We'll get into that. And then we're going to power rank the top fantasy football names out there, Chris.
Dave, I love these. I don't know what it is about fantasy football names, but the puns, the whole 9 yards, I am so into it. So I'm looking forward to this segment.
That's right. A lot of penis references in the replies so far.
Because we're all 12 years old.
Yes. Okay. And then we will get into all the Cleveland sports headlines. We will go Browns heavy. We're giving away a live signed Bernie jersey.
Say that again. A Bernie Kosar jersey we are giving away. That is so fantastic. I got one hanging on my wall. Dave, I know you got one.
Heck yeah.
It is just a fabulous piece of sports memorabilia, especially for a Browns fan. It's a must-have. We're giving one away tonight. That's pretty special.
That's right. And then, Chris, we are finally back. It's my bookie season. We are doing some Big Play Browns bets. We're going to do season bets tonight since the season hasn't started, but we will get into those crazy parlays of the Browns player stats throughout the year. Cannot wait.
Can't wait to get all those wrong.
Yeah, no comment. And then we'll get into the best and worst tweets of the week and get you the heck out of here. All right, we're going to talk.
Of course, Dave.
What's that?
Don't ever forget. You always do. We'll have baseball cards at some point kind of pop up.
Of course. We always fit them in. Now, how will this work?
Got some new packs. These are fresh packs, fresh from Amazon this week. So.
Now, we don't have a judge.
Well, no. So we're going to have to work it out between the both of us. We're going to be like golfers, right?
Oh, boy.
It's going to be the honor system. We're going to have to play it fair and see if we can come to a consensus here.
You take 9 shots in the rough. Mark me down for a bogey.
That's right. You didn't see that one.
All right, we're gonna welcome in Geoff Schwartz, and we will be back here in about 30 seconds. Hang tight. It is time for our guest of the week. In 3, 2. I'm almost there, Chris. I'm
You're
almost
nailing
there.
it this week, I'll tell you.
Always nailing it. We are almost there with Geoff Schwartz as he's patiently waiting. He's like, I got to get out of here.
Thank you, Jeff.
Got to get out of here.
Probably got kids screaming in the background.
Right.
And you're holding them.
He's like, what the heck is going on right now? All right, we're going to talk some Baker Mayfield here with Geoff Schwartz. Chris, are you ready?
I've been ready, Dave.
Oh,
This may
really?
surprise you.
All right, hold on one sec. Chris, I just got to bring you back here. We are working
Okay.
on the fly. Here we go. Boom, boom. We are almost there.
It should be easier with just two of us, right?
Yeah,
You're just
you know
adding one
what?
more.
You would think so, Chris, but that's just
Well, it's the preseason for everyone, right?
that's right. That is right. We are almost there. Stand by.
Should we play baseball cards? I'm going to play baseball cards by myself here, Dave.
Oh, one sec. Give me how about all right, give me a 10-second countdown here, Chris.
10, 9,
Oh boy.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ayo, we did it.
Hey-oh, there he is,
Always
buddy.
some technical difficulties. Welcome
got
to the show, Mr. Geoff Schwartz. How are you?
I am fantastic. I am so happy that football is finally here, both on the college side and on the NFL side. I mean, I know I'm here to talk about Baker Mayfield, but my Oregon Ducks are coming to Ohio in a couple of
That's
weekends, and I'm hoping that we leave Columbus with a win.
Any predictions?
I mean, we're 10-point underdogs for a reason, I think, as a quarterback. So of course, I'll take a win, and I'm tired of losing these games. I just have to see how our quarterback plays on Saturday before I give you my prediction. We can pretty much match up everywhere else, but quarterback is a concern of mine.
Hedging your bets. It's this early in the season. You're already hedging your bets on us, Jeff. That's no fun.
I just want to see how we play week one. That's it. That's all I'm waiting for. And then I'll give you a prediction once we get to next week.
That's
How
like
badly you're gonna lose.
every single NFL team. Yeah. Just let me see week one. We'll see what happens here. It feels like the longest off season ever. We have another week. Now we don't have a preseason game. We just have a bye week here. It's going to take like a month. It's going to feel like, but we are almost to football. Jeff, you're right. We got college football here to kind of get us through that NFL void, if you will.
Yeah, we do. This is a weird year because last year we obviously started camp a little bit later because of COVID and there was no preseason. But now we have a preseason and we get this extra week now where previously the preseason would go till Thursday. And so this extra week kind of has everyone in limbo, right? We have cuts this week, which are much earlier than usual. And now we're just kind of waiting for this kind of preamble, and we're getting excited now. It's this week kind of off, and then we have to get obviously ready for Cowboys and Bucks on September 7th. Is that the right date? September 9th, somewhere around there. That Thursday.
Yeah, that first Thursday. Can't wait for it. So we're obviously here in Cleveland. Why do you hate Baker Mayfield, Geoff?
I just hate everyone. Look, it's just what I do. It's easier to be the guy who just hates everyone than come up with reasons to like everyone. I don't know how people do that. I don't know how people just come up with reasons to like guys that aren't very good. I'm not specifically talking about Baker Mayfield, but I will say I feel a little bit different now after seeing Dan Orlovsky talk about his size of his manhood today. It appeared to be a tweet about that. So if that's the case, maybe I'm more of a Baker Mayfield fan.
Wait, I missed this. There was a tweet
Well,
about
Dan Orlovsky said about Baker, he's like, he's one of the top 5 to 7 players in the NFL ball placement. I thought it was a little odd. But then he said number 2, he has an absolute hose return, and you should see his arm. So like, like that implies that at number 2 seems like to be something about on his body, not really his throwing motion. So I don't know, man. I mean, you tell me. I might be in on Baker now. Good for him.
Good for him. Your Baker takes, I feel like they started right off the bat, rookie year, and then kind of into the next year where he obviously didn't do very well with Freddie Kitchens. Now that you've seen him, he looked pretty good the preseason. I know it's a couple of series here and there.
Yeah.
How has your stance on him changed at all? Or are you still kind of hanging out with Colin Cowherd, bouncing off some negative, some takes here and there?
I'm probably as negative as Colin is. I just think that he's good, but not kind of that elite status, which ends up kind of putting you in Super Bowl contention, right? And we've seen this offense really elevate guys with average to maybe a little bit above average traits. We've seen it with Jimmy G, with Jared Goff. We've seen it with Cousins and Case Keenum for a season. I mean, this offense has traditionally been able to take guys who might not work in other offenses and make them really good because the coaching, the scheme is fantastic. And that's the only thing about Baker. And look, I could obviously be proven wrong by the end of the season, but this offense is, quote unquote, easier for quarterbacks than other offenses. And I just don't think Baker has that next level. And of course, prove me wrong. Beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead in the playoffs, and prove me wrong. That's my thing. And we look at quarterbacks who win the Super Bowl. Nick Foles is obviously an outlier to that, but oftentimes they're Hall of Fame caliber guys with elite physical traits or at least elite mental traits as well to go with that. And I just don't know if Baker is that guy, and I don't think that's a wrong answer. Otherwise the Browns would have signed him already, right? We know that it's cheaper to sign him now than it will be in 2 years. Why haven't the Browns done this yet? Why haven't they signed him yet?
It's really weird. I don't understand that either. They should have locked him up. It's a kind of a lose-lose. If he has a shitty year, then you don't really know what to do. And then if he has a phenomenal year, you're paying him a ton of money. So I'm with you there. I think it would have made way more sense to just lock this guy up now. Geoff, I don't know
if you think he's the guy.
If you think
you don't, then
we've been waiting 20 years. I'm pretty sure he's the guy. Here's a stat I found here. 2 quarterbacks have had 11,000 yards, 75 touchdowns, and at least 89 passer rating in their first 3 seasons. Baker Mayfield, Dan Marino. Only 2.
That settles it. Hall of Famer. Done. End of question. I am wrong, and everyone else is right.
But no, seriously though, looking at those stats though, you go back to the 2018 draft class. Do you think any of those guys would be better than Baker Mayfield having gone through what he's gone through? Do you think anyone would have been in a better position than he is now?
No, I definitely think that he deserves some credit for having to play through a bunch of coaching changes, and and there is something to playing on a kind of a losing culture. I played in Detroit for one off season, right? I was just there for training camp, and we got booed on our first possession of the preseason at home. We went 3 and out and got booed. It's really hard to play in a building when you lose a lot. It just is. And to be able to lose as much as he had early in his career, go through the changes, and be able to come on the other side, he deserves credit for that. I do give him credit for that. And it's very tough to do. Look, in that 2018 class, I was pretty wrong about it. Josh Allen to me, and I was it's funny because Josh Allen defenders, but I always knew. No, you didn't. Come on, don't lie
Jeff,
to yourself.
I think Chris did as well. I wanted Josh Rosen, so we're all idiots.
Same.
Don't
Yeah,
worry.
we're all. And again, I think if Baker had the misfortune of having Hugh Jackson for longer, or Freddie Kitchens for longer, and if the Browns had just said, you know what, Freddie, he's got 1 year, we'll give him one more year to figure it out. If that had been the case, and maybe Baker's in a different spot than he is now, but the Browns moved quickly and gave him Stefanski, which has obviously been a huge win. And so, yeah, where you end up in the NFL with coaching is hugely important. We saw Daniel Jeremiah tweet out today. He's watching a bunch of rookie film, and what stands out to him is less about maybe talent the players have, but more about the fit and the scheme and where you go. And that can really make or break a player. And for Baker, it could have broken him, but it did. But I also think Baker learned from his mistakes heading into that offseason with the Kitchens in 2019. I said that at the time, I was like, look, do a little too much off the field, man. Like, it's a little too much. And the NFL has a great way of humbling people and players who think they've arrived. Every player has that story about that. Even just in this preseason, right? Justin Fields says after his first game, game's kind of moving slow for me right now. And the next game he gets hit in the face by an unblocked defender, right? Like, man, the NFL will hand it to you. And I said all that offseason, I didn't believe in Freddie Kitchens. And I think Baker's, it's a little too much for him right now. Pull it back a little bit. And he did. He pulled it back a little bit. He got refocused and he got better. But again, I don't think that makes him a top 5 to 7 quarterback in the NFL.
Now for something near and dear, I know, to your heart. How about the Browns offensive line? We're all excited about what we've got up front. What do you see when you look at the Browns offensive line?
They're really good, man. They've drafted well, obviously, with Batonio and Jedrick Wills. And Treader, I believe, was drafted there as well, right? And I think Teller was brought in via free agency, and then obviously Conklin was added as well.
Yeah.
Look, Bill Callahan is like the O-line rainmaker, man. Everywhere he goes, those offensive lines follow. I mean, they are good, and he knows how to teach this outside zone scheme. They're just a quality unit, right? They're on them and the Saints, and the Saints and them are built a little differently as far as the players they have, but just a very physical bunch, and that really is helpful, obviously, when you have a young quarterback to finally have that offensive line. And it's pretty remarkable. They went from having, Joe, Alex Mack, my brother, a little bit of Batonio, and John Greco, which is a pretty good offensive line in itself.
Heck yeah.
To rebuilding a new offensive line that is equally as good and might be better in some positions. So they did a home run with that group. And look, I said this before. I think the Browns are the most talented team, or one of them in the NFL. You can make an argument, I think, with Tampa Bay there. So they've done a great job of building this roster up. They really have. I think they attacked the offseason in the right ways, going secondary to find ways to slow down Kansas City, because you're not going to stop them. But if you turn 1 or 2 possessions from 7 to 3 or 7 to no points, that's how you beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, we've got a live comment from Colin on Facebook. He says, is the Chiefs defense good enough to stop the Browns offense?
All the Chiefs need to do on defense is get 4 stops a game. That's all they need to do. And they know that. That's all they need to do.
Yeah.
Like, people worry about the Chiefs defense, and it just has to be average. Because, look, Mahomes has been stopped in the playoffs twice, okay? The first time was the game when they lost in overtime to New England. And that was 37-31, and they scored 31 second-half points on 28 plays. And Belichick has done a good job against the Chiefs for the most part in his career. And then the second time was when he had no offensive line, okay, against Tampa. And now the offensive line is fixed. Now, the offensive line is good, and they're going to get it obviously tested in week 1 against the Browns. It's hard to stop them. I mean, they're just at the point where you have to score 32 to 35 points a game to beat them. They lost last year 40-32. That was the only loss they had up until they lost to Tampa with Mahomes starting. Remember, he didn't start the last week of the season. Got to score a ton of points. Even the close games they played last year, which they kind of BS down the stretch of those games, they're all in the 30s. So the Chiefs defense just has to get a couple stops a game, force a few turnovers. They don't, this idea of, everyone has always said the Chiefs can't stop the run. Who cares if they can't stop the run?
Right.
It only matters at the last 5 minutes of a game if they're behind. It doesn't matter during the game. If the idea, I hate hearing this. I push back on this, especially when the Titans played the Chiefs in the postseason, when the Browns did last year. That's the idea of Browns have to run the football to win. Yes, if you finish every series in 7, But if you run the football and you have an 8-minute drive and end up with 3, the Chiefs score 3 minutes later, what does it matter that you took 8 minutes off the clock? It doesn't matter, right?
Right.
So running the ball to score 7, great. But running the ball to score 3, that's a waste of your time. So the Chiefs just defense has to be okay, has to be average. And with Chris Jones, and they upgrade the linebackers a little bit, and the secondary, they have some young, really good players with, and then obviously Honey Badger's the anchor back there. A little bit concerned with edge rusher, defensive end, and could be concerned for them this year rushing the passer. That's why they moved Chris Jones out to the end. But they're just and Mahomes makes up for a lot of issues they have on their team as well.
Yeah, and kind of looking at the Browns on the flip side, on the defensive side, obviously we have a ton of new people here in Cleveland. You've obviously been around the NFL for a long time. When there's a defense, or even if it's offense, that many people that are new starting, especially in week 1, going against a caliber team like the Chiefs, how do you think the Browns defense will do from a chemistry level, or do you think it's going to take a little bit of time for them to get used to it?
Just from a standpoint of like wanting to see the best game possible. I mean, the Browns and Chiefs playing week 8 would be preferable to week 1, I think, right? Because I just think you have a brand new secondary coming in and trying to play against this team. Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes, the first game of the season, I think are averaging like somewhere 35 to 38 points a game. And Andy Reid off a bye is what, like 20-5, right? I mean, he's ridiculous off a bye. And so you give them all these months to prepare. And they ran a play the other day. You go find, I think Ben Fennell tweeted out, it was a fake bootleg, and then Mahomes like booted back the other way. So it would look like he was going to run a boot to the left and then pivoted back around, came back to the right. Kelsey was going like left and come back to the right. I mean, it's just something. And so it's just hard to play them early in the season because Andy Reid just sits on the whole offseason and creates this whole new offense, and they're able to run it very efficiently in week 1. I'll tell you from the offensive side, when you have a new offense, it takes about 8 to 10 weeks to feel really good running it. Now, defensively, look, they have a lot of returning starters, obviously, but new guys in secondary. I don't think it'll take them 8 to 10 weeks, right? They're veterans outside of Newsome. But it does take a little bit of time, right? And they didn't play much in the preseason. I find it really fascinating, right? We have Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin, Ron Rivera, Kyle Shanahan. They all played their starters a bunch in the preseason. And the younger coaches just don't. McVay and Stefanski and LaFleur doesn't do it, and the Bengals guy Zach Taylor doesn't do it, and I don't know which way is right. I go with the coaches that have done a lot of winning in this league, and they play their young guys. Belichick, they play their young they play their veterans a lot in the preseason.
Yeah, Geoff, obviously you're very knowledgeable when it comes to the offensive line. Wyatt Teller, so John Dorsey brought him in via trade. He's been phenomenal for us. We're running out of money. How valuable do you think it is to lock him up, or do you think you can fill that void on the line with? I think this is one of the best offensive lines in the game right now. Do you think you can replace him, or is it crucial for the Browns to lock him up?
I think it depends on where your money's at with Baker, right? I mean, this is the concern, I think, when you get to a situation where you're paying your quarterback a ton of money, right? Is how do you afford everyone else? When the quarterback's under a rookie contract, it's great. You can afford everyone. I would imagine that they want to keep him, but at what price? I mean, guards are now getting, and he's going to get
a lot.
$18 million a year, $18 million a year. From what Tooney got 16 for the Chiefs, I think. He's gonna get $18 million a year. I mean, like, are you gonna pay that? And you're gonna have to pay Wills in a few years. You paid Conklin a bunch of money. You have Treader has money. Batonio has money.
Yeah,
it's hard, I think, to justify paying all 5 of your linemen top dollar. We talk about the Chiefs, right? They added Joe Tooney for agency. They have Orlando Brown a rookie contract, and they have 3 rookies essentially playing, right? So they're able to balance out the high price of paying 2 players if they decide to extend Brown by playing 3 young guys. So it's going to be a tough sell to pay him when everyone else in your offense line is already paid, and you still haven't paid Baker yet.
So, Geoff, we've kept you way too long here. We appreciate it. Before we get you out of here, if the Browns should happen to win the AFC, can we get you to come back on our airwaves and wear a Baker Mayfield jersey and apologize to Cleveland for your hate of Baker Mayfield?
Sure.
There we go. Then you'll be all in. You
I have no problem admitting
Baker.
I'm
I've
wrong.
noticed that.
I have no problem admitting I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I mean, like we're all wrong at stuff. The people that can't admit they're wrong are freaking weirdos. Like oh my God, I was wrong about an opinion on sports. What, my life is over. Like if I'm wrong about Baker, I'm wrong about Baker. I'll be wrong. I've been wrong before. It's okay.
Well, we hope you're wrong about Baker. I
know you do.
We will find out this season. Geoff, I know you're doing some awesome stuff with the podcast and all that stuff. Where can everyone find everything you're putting out there?
So Geoff Schwartz is Smarter Than You is the podcast on Apple, iTunes, all that stuff. At Geoff Schwartz on Twitter. Most of my stuff. I'm back with Fox Sports this year, so you'll find some gambling digital content there as well. So
nice.
A lot of places to find me, and I do hate your favorite team. Just remember that.
Everybody in Cleveland is well aware.
Yes, as they should be. I hate you guys.
I love it, Geoff. You are the man. We will talk to you soon. Appreciate the
take
time.
Take care, guys. Have a great night.
All right, you as well. Take care. Good stuff from Mr. Geoff Schwartz.
You know what's amazing to me about him is
what's that?
Just effortlessly, like it's like he covers the Browns every week. He can effortlessly go down the line, go down the players, know these situations, and just I can't do that for other teams in the league the way that he does that.
No, if he wasn't such a Baker hater, like people in Cleveland would really love this guy.
Yeah, if he wasn't such a hater, he could be grossy, or maybe he could be grossy now, right?
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, what do you want to do? You want to go to headlines? Let's power rank.
Yeah, let's go power rank.
All right,
let's do that.
Let's see if I can get to power rank a little quicker than I got to.
Oh, can you do that? 30 seconds, 60 seconds,
dude. I got to it and I was like, oh no, you weren't there.
I told Geoff,
he wasn't there.
We're going to get you on early. I know you got some stuff going on, so we'll go right off the top with you, Geoff. No problem.
Oh,
and then you hold him over anyway for 15.
He was sitting in the green room just staring at the screen like, what the hell are these guys doing?
Who are these idiots?
Ah, yes. That's all right. All right, let's do some Power Rank Monday. It's time. Power Rank Monday. All right, Power Rank Monday presented by Labatt Blue. Brown season is here. Fill up the cooler with Labatt Blue Lights. And Chris, everyone out there, join us week 2 downtown at the Jack for a tailgate party. I think 10 a.m. till kickoff, 1 p.m. game for the opener. Labatt's going to be on tap. They just brought that into the casino. We're going to take over the first floor bar at the casino, the stage. We're going to have the audio bumping throughout the casino of the show. It's going to be fantastic. Get some poker chips, get some Labatt Blues. And I think we're going to have a surprise guest. I won't announce who it is quite yet, just in case he bails. Interesting. But I think we'll have a surprise guest there. Week 2, September 19th. Come down, drink some Labatt Blues with us. We might even let you on the mic. Who knows? We'll see what happens. All right, preseason has ended.
Couldn't do any worse than us, Dave, so why not? Drunk ass in there. Come on up.
Hey, it'll be like the Browns post-game show, Chris. It'll be fantastic.
God bless that post-game show.
That's right. That's right. All right, we are in full swing of fantasy football drafts. I've got mine coming up the Wednesday before the Thursday kickoff game. We are ranking the top names out there. I put it out there on Twitter. Hundreds of replies. Some already mentioned a lot of obscene ones. Pretty funny. My number 3. I'm going outside of Cleveland, going with the rookie Trey Lance. Team name Trey Lance, Lance Refrigeration.
That's fantastic. A little
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Bob Vance, friend of the Big Play Network. He was on Padone's show.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Ah, you just got tiny. All right.
Did I?
Yeah, no, that's my fault.
We're going Mario. Did I shrink?
My number 2. Number 2. I'll figure it out by the time we get to you.
I need a mushroom. Come on, mushroom.
Yeah. By the way, Trey Lance Refrigeration. That was Joe Cologne at Underscore
good.
Joey C underscore. That's a good one. All right, number 2, weekend at Bernie Kosar's, courtesy of
That's what we're
Patty,
hoping to do
Ohio.
next week on the show. Come on, Bernie.
Ooh, a little tease there,
We're
Chris.
close. We're close
We
to
are
having
close.
one Mr. Bernard Kosar on these airwaves.
Direct contact.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah, that one's good. I like how you have to put Bernie Kosar's. Like, all right, Bernie, you could just do weekend at Bernie's if it's a Cleveland draft.
In Cleveland,
We'll
you could,
probably
yeah.
understand. Yeah. And my number 1. This one, I think half of Cleveland has this as their
I was
name.
gonna say. I love how you put a name to this one, as if he's the guy who came up.
He was the first one to reply. Hot Chub Time Machine.
Yeah.
Joe Durkin at JP Durkin. Well done, sir. Well done. A lot of people using this one. Hot Chub Time Machine. Chris, what are your favorites out there as we're naming these teams?
Yeah, so I mentioned before that I absolutely love this segment with these team names. So I've got several, but I'll start off with my number 3.
Number 3.
For the big tight end down in Tampa Bay, Gronky King. How about that?
What?
Oh, Gronky Kong. Gronky Kong.
I was
I
like,
messed
that
it up.
doesn't make
Gronky
any
King.
sense.
Oh, that was a live read mishap right there. Gronky Kong. That's fantastic.
That's
Not
good.
Gronky King. Gronky King sucks.
Yeah.
Who would do that?
I was like, that made the list. That's cool.
Gronky King. Yes. Gronky Kong. That'll be my team name now is Gronky King.
Gronky Kings.
Gronky Kong, though, is really good.
Gronky
Donkey
Kong's
Kong,
good.
Gronky Kong. I like it.
And he's still in the league. That's wild.
I know. This guy is not still in the league. My number 2.
Number 2.
Somewhere over the Dwayne Bow. I love that one.
That was my team name for like 8 years.
He was fantastic in Cleveland, wasn't he? How many miles did he go on that bike? Miles and miles on that stationary bike on the sideline.
Who is worse, Dwayne Bowe or Kenny Britt?
Oh, that's a close. That's the
I think it's
eternal
Dwayne.
question
I
in
think it's
Cleveland.
Dwayne Bowe.
That's like asking who's the best return man in Cleveland, Eric Metcalf or Joshua Cribbs. It's the same kind of debate. You can go back and forth all day long.
Yeah, that's true. Austin on YouTube, what's going on, man? He asked, are you surprised by any of the cuts the Browns made so far? We're going to get into that in the headlines after Power Rank Monday here.
Sorry, Red Wine. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
My number 1.
Practice squad.
Numero uno.
I liked a few of these. So there were a couple that I had gotten and a couple that I like from the past. All Mahomes for Christmas. Not bad.
Oh, Mahomes for Christmas. All right, I
I'll
get
let you
it. I
sing
like
it.
that.
See, we needed Gab on for this segment.
She's
She could've done
she's asleep right now.
it. This is one of my favorites. You remember Danny Woodhead? Your mama gave Danny Woodhead. I'm 12, man. I love that one.
Oh, yes.
That's so great.
That's,
Or how about
that's
this
really
one?
good.
Belichick yourself before you wreck yourself.
Wow.
I'd never heard that one before. That one's pretty good.
Wouldn't it be better to say wreck yourself before you wait? Oh no, that makes sense. Never mind.
I don't know. It's like
Donkey
Gronky
King.
Gronky King.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
did I mess that one
We
up.
got some good ones.
Take Mahomes, country road. How about that? I can't
There's
sing
some
it all.
some good Mahomes ones.
Jake Fromm, State Farm.
Yeah, but I mean, Jake
No.
Fromm, I thought he was going to be really good.
Yeah,
He kind of
that
sucks.
works, right? I like that one.
That's pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah.
It's no Gronky King.
Were all of those your number 1?
Yeah, I had a bunch of number 1s. I couldn't decide. We don't have a third host, so I figured, what the heck? I can
Just keep
go
going.
nuts. I'll just go nuts.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
a
was all
lot
of mine.
a
For my
lot-
number 1.
a lot
Good
of
luck trying
Chubb,
to recap this into a tweet, Nick.
a lot of Chubb references. Like
yeah,
Baker's
yeah.
Chubb, pound it with
Right.
Chubb and Kareem. A lot of good
A lot of
Chubb.
unoriginal
references.
bastards out there is really what it is.
That's right. That's right. All right. That was Power Rank Monday. Chris,
How about Brady Gaga? I like that one for Tom Brady. Brady Gaga.
it's all right.
Not bad.
It's
No?
all right.
Dungy and Dragons. Tony Dungy. Chubby Chasers. There's a
Yeah, saw a couple of those.
Yeah, that's not bad. You didn't put that one in there?
No. There's so many. Oh, we have
Wow.
a Jared out there says, "Am I going to be the judge for baseball cards tonight?"
That
Yes,
would
you
work for
are.
me.
You win that role. All right. Do you want to
Licensed Cahill Mac.
What?
Never mind. Gronky King.
Khalil?
Khalil.
License to
I
Khalil?
can't read.
License
I never learned how to read, Dave.
license to Khalil.
Khalil. Yeah.
That sounded like a Game of Thrones character.
Mixing it up.
All right.
Joe Mixon.
How about we keep this going and do a live signed Bernie Kosar giveaway? What do you say?
We can, but we're having so much fun right now.
That is true. You keep going with that. I'm just going to go ahead and do a giveaway to the people for signed Bernie Kosar jersey. What do you say?
Make America Gronk again.
I saw that. I like that. That's a good
That's
one.
all right.
That's not
I've
bad.
always liked the bend it like Beckham
Junior.
Jr.
Yes.
Not bad.
All right. You keep looking at those. I'm moving on. Cleveland headlines brought to you by our good friends at TSE Cleveland. Every week, giving away signed Cleveland sports memorabilia, courtesy of TSE Cleveland. We tweet it out every week. We put it out on Instagram. Follow TSE Cleveland. Follow the Big Play Reflog Show at Big Play Reflog for your chance to win every single week. We've given away a ton of stuff with TSE, and they're all awesome. So get in there every single week. Follow both those handles for your chance to win. And this week, Chris, I'm going to let you do it. You want to do the announcement of the...
I'm doing such a great job of reading. Let's see if I can nail this one, too. And your winner of the autographed Bernie Kosar jersey is at B Titus 55.
You gotta wait.
Brad,
You gotta wait for the.
Congratulations.
You gotta wait for the drum roll.
Oh, did I mess that up? Gronky King. Congratulations to Gronky King. You won. No, B Titus 55. Congratulations, Brad. You have won the jersey. That is a fabulous.
That is awesome. Good stuff.
That is awesome.
Austin said we're the best channel for giveaways. Hey, we'll take that. Not really content, just the giveaways. That's fine. Austin, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, let's get into some Cleveland headlines. Here we had a...
wow.
What's that?
Brad's from Ravenswood, West Virginia.
There we go. Nice. Browns fan? I would assume
Browns
so.
fan, yeah.
It's got to be. All right. Nate Ulrich of, I believe is he the Akron Beacon Journal?
I think it's a Beacon, yeah.
I think so. He says Browns coach Kevin Stefanski on Baker Mayfield's touchdown pass to Kadarius Hodge in the preseason finale. I thought it was a really good throw. Some of the nuances he's put into his technique, he's really grown. Chris, remember we were going into last year and we have Van Pelt working on Baker's footwork and we're like, uh-oh, this might not go very well.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We are so far removed from that. Let's talk about that preseason. He looked phenomenal for 6 completions or whatever he had.
I was going to say phenomenal. They're kind of doling that out.
You know what? That one pass where he was, I don't know if it was a bootleg, but he was throwing off kind of the weak side there, and it was perfect. It was a dart. You know, he had one throw before.
No doubt.
He had one throw before
that
that as well, where it reminded me of the game that he came in for Tyrod Taylor and he threw that first laser. And I was like, oh man, this guy's going to be pretty good. He threw one of those to Donovan's People-Jones. So yeah, I mean, preseason is preseason, but it was nice to actually see some Browns football starters out there.
Yeah. Yeah. And to see them be successful. You know, we were talking a little bit in the pregame or in the pre-show here about watching the game and yesterday. And, you know, I listened to the second half of that. I watched the first half of the game. And the only thing that concerns me about that entire game was right at the end, Dave, where we scored a touchdown. And what did we do? We missed the extra point.
Greg-
McLaughlin missed the extra point.
Greg Joseph came back in.
You know, I was feeling so good, and it's that one little fly in the ointment. You know, you always have to have that little that you just know is going to come back and bite you later on. Everything else is positive. You're feeling really good. You're undefeated in preseason for what that's worth. No major injuries. Everything is just feeling great as a Browns fan right now. And then you have that missed extra point. You say, those football gods are still up there. That one kind of made me say, hopefully that doesn't come back and get us.
I feel like last year we almost made it through an entire year where on the extra point I wasn't like fingers crossed,
right,
clenching my seat. Yeah, I mean it was.
You're back to kind of getting up, going to get a beer.
Yep,
maybe feeling pretty good about it. But this year and now it's back to, hey, we got to watch it all the way until they break for commercial.
Do you think he will be the kicker for the whole season?
It didn't sound.
I don't think so.
I'll tell you what, Stefanski did not give him a vote of confidence right after that. It was kind of like we got some work to do. So we shall see. That it just sucks to have so many of our holes filled on this roster. You know, we just had Geoff Schwartz on talking about how loaded we are from a talent standpoint, and then not have a kicker potentially. and maybe we do, but boy, if that's really what screws us up this year, that would be so Browns, I guess. And that would really burn me. After everything that we've been through, to not have the kicker answered, that would really piss me off. So hopefully we can figure something out there, Dave. Let's not make a mountain out of a molehill right now, but it did get me thinking a little bit.
Yeah. And I remember the only other thing with that preseason game, then we'll move on, was the batted balls from Baker. I think he had 2. Yeah. I was like, all right, I'm just going to not go on Twitter for a second here. There's going to be some jackass on Twitter that's going to talk about his height or something, probably Tony Grossi.
Right. And one of them was like a rollout where it's like the guy jumped. It doesn't matter how tall you would have been as a quarterback. You're still going to throw it to basically the same spot. So that one didn't matter. This whole batted balls thing, I've never really understood that. I know what they're talking about with the shorter quarterbacks and stuff, but come on. Baker's going to move around. That's part of his game. He's got a little Drew Brees in him, so he can work through that stuff. And come on, he's not the midget that Tony Grossi makes him out to be.
That's right. All right, so cuts have begun. JoJo Natson, a lot of people liked him in the preseason. He's been cut. There's been a
I did too. I liked him. Did you like him?
Yeah. So he
was no Josh Lenz, but
no, I mean you go back to remember obviously the Chiefs game in the playoffs last year, and everyone's like, "Oh, we need a burner, and everyone's like, "Oh, JoJo Natson could be that guy." I was like, "Nah, probably not." Like he's fun in the preseason, could have been a cool special teams punt return type guy, but it's a good problem to have, getting rid of above average players in the preseason. We've never really had to do that. So we've cut.
Absolutely right. I put it out there on Twitter. You know, these other teams in the NFL, they're just licking their chops to see who we cut. Because these are NFL players we're cutting. And generally in the past, we were not cutting NFL players. We were cutting very good college players.
So yeah, you look at this roster. I think we've got 16, maybe 17 more cuts to make. Let me check that. 13 more to go now. We keep cutting people. We got Kadero Hodge, Dearness Johnson, Andrew Billings, Johnny Stanton. If you could only keep one of those, Chris, who would it be?
Johnson. I like to have some depth at running back. I really would. And Johnny Stanton, I think that they did a nice job of featuring him, especially last week, in what they were doing. I think that's really cool, and it's good to give other teams a look, and maybe that helps out Johnny Stanton. But I don't think he actually is going to make the team and play into our long-term plans here. Maybe a practice squad or something, but I think he'll probably get picked up by somebody else because we kind of featured him last week. But we'll see. I mean, I like he's intriguing, right? He's an intriguing player, but I just don't know if there's a spot for us.
I think on any other NFL team, he doesn't make it. I think there's actually a chance with Stefanski he could make it, just because he can fill those different roles. So yeah, we'll see. Andrew Billings, I remember. So he took the year off for COVID last year, and we're like, hey, we got Andrew Billings this year. We're okay. We can let Ogunjobi go. He might not even make the team.
That's right.
Malik McDowell. Did you see that bull rush?
That one where he threw the guy back like 10 yards. That may be the play that makes him make the team.
Yeah. I think
that was
you're
incredible,
right.
Dave.
It was. Stepping outside of the NFL real quick, over to the UFC. Stipe Miocic gave his Browns prediction from a tweet from Cammy Justice here. And he says they're going to make the playoffs again. They're going to take it really far. That's a
lukewarm take.
That's a Dave take.
Lukewarm take right there. That's a special. Wow.
Oh, Stipe.
That's not even clickbait.
We got to have Stipe on the show, and me and him will just go back and forth with just medium takes.
I expect Baker to throw the ball a lot this year and also utilize the running game. I think our defense will be much improved.
You got to think playoffs is absolute worst case scenario when you're going in with expectations this year, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You look at our division, too. I mean, come on. Dobbins goes down in Baltimore. I mean, there's question marks all over the other teams in this division. I mean, forget about Cincinnati. Pittsburgh's going to be down. The Ravens, they're the ones who are going to give us any kind of a shot. And I don't have that much confidence in that. We'll see what happens. It's the Browns to lose. It's the Browns to lose.
Oof. That's a weird feeling, but I like it. All right.
They're going to take it real far, Dave.
Really far. They're gonna play competitively, Chris.
They're gonna play 17 games this year. Lock.
Heck yeah. All right, let's look at some bets for the Browns season. We haven't looked at bets in a while. Sports betting is absolutely coming. It's gonna be everywhere.
I hear the kids like it.
How do you do, fellow kids? All right, where do I have this?
You don't even know, huh?
No, I don't know. All right, we're going to do some bets. Let's look at them presented by MyBookie. All right, winning season returns at MyBookie. It's time to get in the action. First-time players can get started by doubling your first deposit, giving you the added firepower, all the excitement for all the games you love. We got college football. We've got OSU coming up. We've got the Brownies coming up September 12th. We've got NFL lock of the season, over $500,000 in contest prizes live on the site to make this winning season your best ever with MyBookie. 18-week season schedule offering more action than ever before. You need a sportsbook casino that's reliable, and you won't find a better one than MyBookie. I know you're going to bet this year. You might as well do the smart thing. Do it with MyBookie. Use promo code BIGPLAY for your first ever deposit match, dollar for dollar. Extra money credited to your account just for using the promo code BIGPLAY. Make your first deposit. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Made it through. All right, let's look at some Browns bets here. Obviously, I love doing the player stats bets where I just take all of the players and bet the over on all of them and lose every week. But we're going to get better at that, Chris.
Good strategy.
$5 pays $30,000. All right, let's look at some Browns season bets here. So this is kind of interesting. Browns have the 8th best odds, plus 1,600, to win the Super Bowl this season. 8th best. Is that higher or lower than you would have thought going into this year?
Maybe a little bit lower. I thought I had them tagged about 5th or 6th.
Right?
To be honest with you.
I mean, if you're watching that Sunday night football broadcast, Chris Collinsworth was talking about it. He's like, listen, if they're healthy and Baker looks like he did last year, they've got to be one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. That was in between him calling Rosen an idiot.
and Jedrick Willis. He's like, Jedrick Willis. Willis is looking good. And then someone handed him something. It's like Wills. His name is Wills. And then they said like Wills like 20 times within the next 30 seconds. It was awesome.
Overcompensating. strong in his game.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm with you there. I thought they'd be like 5th or 6th.
Yeah.
So that could change.
Fine.
We shall see. So I would
Just another chip on their shoulder, the my bookie chip on their shoulder right there.
That's right. I would lock that one in. All right, Browns plus 160, just behind Baltimore plus 115 to win the AFC North. We are not the favorite, Chris. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, we should be. We should be the favorite. I'm sorry. Take no prisoners this year. The window is open for the Cleveland Browns. We are in that window. Come on.
All right. So if you had $100 to put on one of those bets, which one are you taking?
I'm taking. Well, come on, winning the AFC North. I'll take that.
Well, the odds are completely different. I mean, so you.
I know.
Okay.
I know that's more of a. There's no guarantees, but that's much better guaranteed for me. You know, the Super Bowl is still something that's dreamland for me as a Browns fan. So winning the AFC North, I've actually seen them do that in my lifetime. Maybe not it wasn't even the AFC North at the time. I've seen them win the division before. So I know that that's at least achievable. Things like the Super Bowl, that's still way out there, Dave. I'm not going to upset the football gods by betting on that and putting my hard-earned money on it. But winning the division, I could see.
Nice. All right, we have a super fan now in Austin on YouTube. This is fantastic. He goes, I just tweeted at Stipe and your channel to try to get him on the show. I'll tweet him every day for 1 month to try to get him on your show.
Fantastic.
Austin, you are the man. Love it. All right, let's
something for free for that.
There we go. This is an interesting bet. Baker Mayfield, 9th best odds to win the NFL MVP. How realistic is that?
Interesting. Wearing his hat backward.
I had to throw that in there at some point. 9th best. I
feel like that's about right.
Yeah, top 10. I think I would take that. I don't really care much for these individual awards. I really don't. It's nice to have our guys get recognized, but past that, it's like whatever. Top 10, I'll take that for my quarterback. He's the guy who's got to lead the team, so I want him to be good. So that's fine.
I don't think Baker's ever going to win an MVP when he has Nick Chubb. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like, just to your point, who really cares about the individual? Chris, if you had to pick a rookie on the Browns for Rookie of the Year, who would it be? So obviously you got Greg Newsome, you got JOK.
Actually, I'd love to say JOK. I just love his potential. But I'm going to say Newsome. I think he's going to get a lot of playing time. He's going to start.
Yep.
And I could just see him really coming on. I have some big expectations for that guy. And we need a corner to step up, and I'm hoping he's going to do it.
And stay healthy.
Yeah, I know. I hate saying that too.
Yep.
Man, with that secondary, that's part of the interesting thing with all these cut downs. It's like, how many extra guys are we going to have to keep on defense in that secondary just to hedge against injury?
Yeah, it's a good point. Fingers are crossed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it looks like, one guy, maybe two guys, you start balancing, doing that balancing act between offense and defense. You take 26 guys on defense, or, are we going to get down to 25, 24? You start playing that numbers game, then it starts affecting the other side of the ball.
Yeah, that is true. I feel like all of those are pretty decent bets.
I think so.
But
I could lose every one of those. No problem.
Right? Yeah, that would be. Yeah, that's going to happen. Let's be honest. That's all right.
What else I'll bet?
What's that?
I'll bet I can beat you in baseball.
Dave. All right. So we have a special guest. I don't know if he's still around, but I think he is. I am that fat guy. Jared is going to be the judge for baseball cards tonight.
Fantastic. So, Dave, tonight I have got 2 packs. The one on my right is Series 1 Dundras, 15 picture cards. The one on my left is a 1992 Score, Major League Baseball, with 16 cards. Which one would you like? The one on my right or the one on my left?
Absolutely your left.
My left, the Score with 16 cards. Here we go. Ooh, we start off with a guy who actually my uncle pitched with back in the day.
Dan, please.
Cy Young winner, Doug Drabeck.
Oh, really?
Pirates.
Yeah, I remember him.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. Danny Jackson from the Cubs. Willie McGee from the Giants. Scott Geraltz from the Giants.
Huh.
Phil Plantier. That's a rookie prospect. How did that turn out for the Boston Red Sox?
Who?
Another rookie, Javier Ortiz. Gino Minutielli. He's a rookie.
It's never good
There's
when
a
you
lot of
can't
rookies
pronounce
in
it. Is this a rookie pack?
Maybe.
Oof.
Rob McDonald, rookie.
Who?
I don't know.
Did you say
Didn't turn out to
Ronald
do anything.
McDonald?
Charlie Hayes. Doug DeCenjo.
Oh my
Jim
god.
Lederman.
I
Ooh,
was
boy,
I
this
was
is going
due
south
for
pretty
a
quick.
very crappy pack.
Pete Harnish.
Oh,
Oh, this one. I'm surprised. All the packs that we've opened around this time, this is the first time this guy's come up. Absolute Indian killer. Roger Clemens.
Oh, I hated Roger Clemens.
Holy crap, Dave. You just went back to back. Here's another guy who has not come up yet. And amazingly, his picture is him fielding a ball against the outfield wall. He is a favorite of this show and a favorite of mine. One Albert Bell.
Whoa, no kidding.
Who would have ever thought that his picture is him fielding a ball against the wall?
Yeah, I was gonna say zoom in on that real quick. That
Yeah, can you
is,
see that?
yeah. I've never
that's
seen an Albert Fielding card.
No,
That's got to be rare.
that's fantastic. Kevin Gross, that's a good card as well.
Oh, it's over. I don't need any more cards.
Chris Bosio.
Nope.
So you've got Doug Drabeck, Roger Clemens, and Albert Bell.
That's
it looks like.
easy. Clemens and Bell.
Clemens and Bell, yeah.
I
That's
remember
pretty
being
good.
at a game and the fans at the Jake were just chanting Roger, Roger, and got
yeah. I've been to
completely in
games
his
where-
head. Yeah, it was great.
Boy,
That guy was wild.
Albert Bell, I can't believe he hadn't come up before. And Roger Clemens, he hadn't come up before.
I'm still waiting for a Paul Sorrento card.
Meanwhile, I got Don Paul. No, not Ron Paul. Don Paul.
Jake Paul?
Yes. Randy Myers. Okay.
Yeah.
Brian Harvey. Oh, here we go. Mark Grace.
Okay, not bad. He was good.
Good, but not going to beat either of your guys.
No.
John Dobson. Yep. Steve Avery. Well,
No-
this is not a bad pack.
Yeah,
Another
you're getting an average pack.
Avery Grace. That's not bad. Pete Harnish. Ramon Martinez. Now, that's one of those classic cards that we usually don't use. Here is a guy. Oh, this is funny. So I was going to institute like a new segment for the show of players who we'd forgotten about. This was going to be the guy. I should have done it. I would have gotten the wild card. Brooke Jacoby.
Oh, that's
Remember Brooke Jacoby?
Heck yeah, that's a great card.
It is. Brooke Jacoby, third base, Cleveland Indians. I love Brooke Jacoby. Got Matt Noakes. No one likes Matt Noakes. Tom Henke.
Kelly goes, call him Joey, and he will throw you an unsigned baseball at your neck. So
right.
true. So true.
Greg Litton. And this one. I am a week off, Dave. I would have won last week.
Oh, it's a Julio Franco.
Julio Franco.
Yes!
1 week too late.
The wild card. Do you want to? Maybe we should institute where Julio Franco is just a wild card.
He's always the wild card. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
So I've got my wild card, Julio Franco.
Yep.
I'm going to put him with Steve Avery, and I'm still going to lose. Albert Bell, Roger Clemens versus my wild card and Steve Avery. Dave.
So now, do you
congratulations.
get to pick who your Julio Franco is, or does he just count for more?
He just counts for more. I
Okay.
think.
Okay.
So we should say, yeah, I don't know. I would say he's high then, but he can't be Roger Clemens
shows
high,
the show prep that we do.
right? He can't be Roger Clemens high or even Albert Bell high because Albert Bell is he has a special place on the show.
I feel like you should be able to, with your wild card, name any player from the 90s or 80s or whatever that you want on there. I think I'll still win.
You're right. If I go with I don't know, Bonds,
Yeah.
Ken Griffey Jr.
All right.
I'm still losing with Steve Avery and Ken Griffey Jr.
All right, there it is. Steve Avery, Ken Griffey Jr. with the Julio Franco wild card versus Roger Clemens and Albert Bell.
Yeah.
All right. Jared says, still doesn't matter. Sorry, Chris, buddy, you lost.
Yeah, but I got an Albert Bell card of him fielding. That is fantastic. I'm going to put him next to Kenny Lofton that I got last week.
All right. Round of applause to me and to Jared.
And to Julio Franco.
And to Julio
Happy
Franco.
birthday, buddy.
Heck yeah. That's great.
From last week.
That's
right. Fantastic.
Always love baseball cards.
It's really the best segment we've got going.
That's all we got. That's all we got. All right.
We got.
Let's do best and worst tweets of the week. What do you say?
Let's do that and get out of here, Dave.
I love it. Let's go. All right. Oh, you know what? Before we actually do that, Chris, we've got something cool here in Cleveland, Ohio, on the west side. So this week's best tweet is brought to you by one of the best causes out there. It's the ALS Association's Walk to Defeat ALS. You can check out their cause and donate to support the walkers on the website. We will show that link. It's walktodefeatals.org. You can go sponsor a runner. You can join in if you're local here in Cleveland, which a lot of you guys are. Go check them out and support a great cause. So the best tweet.
Dave, we're doing some good on the show.
Right?
I don't remember discussing this in the pre-show prep.
Now, I will say the walk is right before week 1, September 12th.
Oh.
So
Don't go too slow.
Walk. Yeah, power walk. Get the carbs ready and get ready for that week 1 matchup. So
that's called motivation right there to get that walk over with.
That's right. All right, best tweet. I'm going with, who is this? Jenna Harner. Jake Paul, in an interview ahead of his fight this weekend, he said, if you could fight any football player, it would be Juju Smith-Schuster, the milk crate man himself.
Is he really like a Cleveland fan, though? I know he walked in with all the different.
Yeah, no, I
logos
think he is. I mean, he's a knucklehead, but he still likes Cleveland sports, whatever.
Yeah,
Do you see, by the way, do you see Juju doing the milk crate challenge or whatever that is?
I did not.
Oh my God, what an idiot. Talking about knuckleheads. How that is a complete lose-lose. He's climbing. Do you know what this is, Chris? It's like,
oh yeah, I've seen
something on
I've
the
seen
internet.
what the kids are doing these days. Yeah.
He's walking up milk cartons, and he didn't fall. But if that was a Browns player, if that's OBJ, it wouldn't go well.
No, that'd definitely be a rant.
Yeah. I think Steelers fans at this point are just like, whatever. The guy wants attention. Yeah. All right. What's the worst tweet?
The worst. Well, I don't. Once again, I don't know if this is the tweet.
Oh, you're not even there.
As it is the message, but all this news out of the Mets right now, which by the way is just fantastic. But Francisco Lindor, Javier Baez, Kevin Pillar were among the Mets to flash a thumbs down signs after their hits today. And Baez went on to explain in his postgame, and kind of matter-of-factly, I don't know if he realized quite what he was saying, but he said, hey, when we don't get success, we're going to get booed. So the fans, are going to get booed when we get success by doing the thumbs down. Anthony
Which
DiComo
is so weird.
Is the one who put this tweet out there, but it's just a bizarre situation there in New York. And, I put the tweet out there. You put that against what he did in Cleveland, where it was Mr. Smile and kind of the thumbs up and everything's good. And even when he had bad times, and let's be honest, last year was not great, right? Francisco Lindor was not great. If he would have been in many other markets, he would have gotten killed, let alone going to New York where he is getting killed. and the team's getting killed right now. And now he has to deal with it. Now he's got to take it. When you think the grass is greener, and you've come to find out that it may not be, you can't just go back. So he's learning the hard way that maybe it wasn't that bad to just be named Frankie here in Cleveland, right? Maybe that's not a bad life to be Frankie in Cleveland.
Oh,
maybe
that was his
in New York is a lot tougher, huh, Dave?
That was his biggest problem in Cleveland. Even, you know what? Even when he had a crappy year here, we still loved him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, once you have gotten into that place with Cleveland fans and you are in, you know, outside of Kevin Love, it's very tough to unwind that.
That is very, very true. All right, those are the worst and best tweets of the week. Chris, let's get the heck out of here. We are almost to Brown season.
We are, Dave.
We're almost
and Buckeye season, by the way.
Yes.
Play this Thursday up in Minnesota. Can't wait.
Yeah, my buddy's having a big Thursday night or Thursday day and night college football party. Usually calls it the 9 to 9 party.
Nice.
And I was talking to my wife. I was like, "Hey, what time do you want to go over there?" She's like, "Really?" And I was like, "What?" She's like, "It's our anniversary." I was like, "Oh, shoot."
Ooh, wow.
So I will be going to dinner, Chris.
As you should, as any good husband would.
That's right.
I, not having a wife, because I've thought ahead here, Dave, playing the long game, don't have such hang-ups. So I will watch that football game.
Hey, well, you enjoy it. All right, we had a fantastic show tonight. Huge shout-out to Geoff Schwartz for joining the show, letting us rib on him for a little with his Baker Mayfield talks. And I look forward to him coming back on the show with that Baker jersey to apologize to all of Cleveland. That'll be fantastic.
It'll be fun in January.
That's right.
January, February.
That's right.
February.
Yeah. Huge shout out to Shack News. Go check them out. Video, Twitch, live video game content all the time. Reviews on all the latest video games. What's coming out there. shacknews.com. Go check them out. Labatt Blue. Join us week 2. Come drink some Labatt Blues. All season, Labatt Blue Lights. By the way, they came out with a Josh Allen seltzer called QB1. I've asked them to come out with a QB1 in the orange and brown seltzer. We'll see if it happens.
If it happens, it'll all be due to the show.
That's right. That's right. And then Baker can come on and drink with us.
Great.
TSE.
We'll have that during the Geoff Schwartz show.
There we go.
Wearing Baker's jersey. Then we have
Perfect.
Baker on. He can drink. We have a good old time.
We're good.
Celebrate.
We're good. That's right. TSE Cleveland. Check them out. Sign Cleveland sports memorabilia. You can get some out there. $50, $60 range for some really, really cool items. Go check them out. Follow both of those each week. And my bookie. Promo code Big Play. Go double your first deposit. We will have Browns bets all year long. We're taking the over every single week. What could go wrong? We will see you next Monday with, hopefully, fingers crossed, a pretty big guest. Kick off the Browns season. We will see you next Monday night, 9 p.m. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great week, and we will see you then.
It's time! Streaming live from Cleveland, Ohio! Presenting the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight podcast of the world, the Big Play Reflex Show!
Okay, do you need medical attention?
Yeah.
What is wrong?
It's time! The Big Play!